Hello YouTubers, it's your boy EG Masker here, coming at you live with some Star Wars Battlefront gameplay. Now, I did come out with this review a little later compared to all the other Star Wars Battlefront reviews due to the fact that I had to get as much gameplay in to properly review the game, releasing it on launch day and not even playing it that much. Now, I want to start out by saying I did pre-order the Star Wars Battlefront 4 PS4 bundle edition that as well came with the game. I am a diehard Star Wars fan. I will not let that affect how I actually review the game. I'm not going to give it an instant 10 out of 10 until I properly review and play the game and really get a feel for it and decide if it is even worth the buy. Well, let's start out by saying the graphics are phenomenal on console. I've noticed on the PlayStation 4 edition the game runs very, very smooth. I haven't encountered too many frame rate drops. At times there could be, but for the most part it is pretty stable and it stays on par with what I'm really used to. Now on PC, I'd only imagine the graphics are way better than on console, especially at 60 frames per second, and I did check out some PC gameplay, so if you haven't checked that out and you are a console player, I would highly recommend looking at how good the game really looks on PC. Now, the PlayStation 4 version of the game runs, again, pretty well. Now, I have heard that the PC isn't that, I'm not saying it's not as good, but I've heard that there's been some issues with the game running on specific PCs. I don't know if it has to do with video cards or what aspect of it really has to be, but let's just put it this way: the console version for the most part should be stable, and PC is encountering a little error, which is fine. They will fix it hopefully, and if not, then I mean there's only so much what we can all do. Now the gameplay of the game is really fun. I like the fact that you have cards, and in each of these cards you get to choose little perks. Now I personally like to use the thermal detonators, which is from the older versions of Star Wars Battlefront 1 and 2, which are like pretty much grenades. And I also really like the sniper rifle that you charge up and is an instant one-shot, one-kill. I found that to be really helpful. It's pretty balanced for the most part due to the fact that you only get to shoot one shot within a specific amount of time, and when you do have that shot, you have to charge it up to its maximum capacity to get the most, for the most part, one-shot, one-kill, especially if their health is at 100. Now, one thing that I also like is the fact that there's this card I specifically use which pretty much increases the accuracy when you're firing. So when I'm aiming through my scope and I see a guy further away and I try to shoot him without the accuracy little card perk, it's very hard. I kind of have to shoot it for a couple of seconds and let it go to get the properly accuracy to get the kill, but with this little perk that lasts about a couple of seconds, I'd say at least 10, maybe 15 seconds, I'll have to double check, I can pretty much for the most part stay there and shooting him. I don't believe it's too overpowered. I think for the most part it is pretty balanced. Again, you do have that recharge quick time until you can fully get it back again. Another thing I do like is the way that you pick up the tokens within playing the game. Now I feel the tokens could easily be camped, but again they are randomized, but at the same time I've noticed a lot of times they've been in the same spot. I don't know what it is. I picked up the same spaceship token to get my T-47 airspeeder, and I've picked it up many times to get it at one given location. In fact, I think I know on Hoth where to get pretty much most of the spaceships because I've known it by heart. Now the hero system is very cool. I like the fact that they added Han Solo, Boba Fett, Princess Leia, and the Sith Lord. Now of course they do still have Luke Skywalker and Darth Vader. I would not imagine them taken out of the game because that would really suck. Another thing that I do like about it is the fact that they each have their own unique abilities. I haven't got a chance to play Princess Leia. I have played Han Solo, Boba Fett, Darth Vader, and Luke Skywalker, and let me tell you, they are so fun to play. I would highly recommend them. I also still need to try out the Sith Lord, and after so many hours of gameplay, it's kind of hard to get a hero due to the fact that it's completely randomized. I've tried so hard. I've tried searching through the map. I've tried purposely just hunting them down through games, ruining my KD just so I can post some gameplay footage in this video, and I couldn't find them. But there was a time where I spawned in, I found a hero token right away, and I did play as, I believe, Darth Vader, and then right after that when I died, I actually got the same token, the same game right after I died, and then I picked Boba Fett because I wanted to try him. Most of the time I do use Jedis because I love being Jedis, but I'm starting to expand my options into picking other heroes, which is pretty cool. Now, one thing I do feel that's underbalanced in the game is the fact that the air vehicle combat. And in retrospect, I feel there could be one team that has all air vehicles, which will be pretty much 3, and the other team can have none, and they're dominating in the air. So right when one team spawns in an air vehicle and tries to go after the other ones, or doesn't even go after them, it goes after ground troops, they'll end up getting shot down from the air troops due to the fact that there's 3 of them and only 1 of them. So there's 3 people waiting for that one to spawn, and right when they spawn, they're just pretty much already shooting at them. You know how difficult it is to evade them and to really get out of there? The only way I figured that you would be able to actually have a chance is if they're maybe in some T-47 airspeeders and you're as the Imperials using the flyer. And that, trust me, especially when you have boost on that, you should dominate. I mean, at least I do. But again, there are 3 people against 1, so there could be some really unbalanced combat. Another thing that I feel that should be really balanced in the game is the fact that the Rebels and Imperials, so far out of almost most of the games I've played, the Imperials are so much stronger than the Rebels, especially with the AT, and AT-STs that you get to control, as well as the really good air vehicles. Imperials will always get the most kills, but the Rebels will always win due to the fact that they end up taking the AT toward the end of the game, which ends the match. That always happens, I swear, whether I'm on the Imperials or the Rebels will always win, but the Imperials get the most kills. I'm on the Imperials one game and I'm top of the leaderboard, raping everyone. Of course, my team loses, and the next thing you know, I'm on the Rebels having no kills but end up winning the game. I don't know if it's me or what games I've been playing. I've been playing mostly Walker Assault, of course, but it's for some reason I feel like the game is a little unbalanced in that area, and it really bugs me because when I'm playing as the Rebels, I get frustrated because Imperials are kicking our asses, and it's really frustrating. Overall, I do think the game is very awesome and cool. Now, a part of the game, there is a lack of content. I feel like the other Star Wars Battlefront 1 and 2 so fun was the fact that they had a campaign mode. They had a single player campaign mode that you could play, and it has a little story to it, and you have different missions that you play out, especially the space combat. I really love that. I was hoping they were going to bring the space combat until they announced that they weren't, which I'm really not surprised now. I really do hope they at least add it in the future. Of course, it will be another microtransaction or DLC. Now, they are releasing free DLC, I do believe. I'll double check that for you guys. And if they end up releasing space battles as DLC, I think it should been in the core gameplay of the game. Due to that being, I do believe that they should release the DLC for free. You're paying pretty much for the game right now. If you do get it brand new from the store, you will be paying most likely $60. Of course, mainly on console. Now, there are a lot of PC deals out there that you can get for cheaper. Other than that, I do feel that there's only 4 maps that you do get to play on, and they should really balance that out. Again, they are releasing free DLC, but they should be way more. There's no excuse, guys, and it's really bugs. But other than that, I do think the game is really fun. Is it worth the buy? Well, for the content of there is a lot of replay value, but I do feel that the game itself should be a little overpriced. So I would say the game is worth the buy if you really love Star Wars. It has tons of replay value, but it does get repetitive at times. So therefore, if you're not a Star Wars fan and you really want to get your money's worth and the lack of content really bugs you, it will not. So in retrospect, it is worth a buy. Thank you for your time. I hope you guys really liked this video. I really hope this is the deciding factor on whether or not you do wish to spend $60. For summary of the video, it will be a good worth of $60 if you really love Star Wars and first-person shooter games, but again, this might be the deciding factor, so there is a little bit of lack of content and stuff waiting to be fixed by DICE, but DICE did just release the game, so hopefully it should get fixed in the near future. Hope you guys liked this video. Give this a thumbs up, rate, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys later in the future. EG Massacre, out. Keeping it real, you know what I'm saying?